Welcome to Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City for the final game of the evening. It's going to be All-Star Plumbing out of Lawton, Oklahoma, and Cheney's Pytch Black, Execute Sports and Easton team out of San Diego, California. Already one out going into this, coming in as the leadoff batter for the All-Stars, Tony Rogers, the center fielder, grounds out to first. And then Todd Williams gets a base hit down out to right field. That'll bring up the third hitter, Roy Howerton. Howerton coming in. He is the catcher. We'll see a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count. 2 balls and a strike. That will be ball number 3, so 31 is the count. And we'll see ball 4, so Howerton will take his base, and it's going to bring up Dennis Shroom. Runners on first and second. Shroom stepping up to the plate. Bounces right behind the plate, so that's going to be a strike. This one's going to be swung out. Stopped by the middle infielder. Bobbled for a minute, but he manages to get it to the second baseman. And that will be out number 2 for Cheney's. All-Stars with runners on first and third.
Be a great job for Chaney's if they can get out of this first inning without giving up a run right now. Playing some good defense right now. Just a bit inside there for ball 1. Shot hit up the middle by number 8. Kelly Hartman, the first baseman, and that'll score a run as number 5, Todd Williams, comes home. Which will make the score now at the top of the first. All-Star Plumbing 1, Cheney 0. Now up to bat, it'll be number 14, left center fielder, Greg Guess. Called strike 1 there. That's a high fly ball to deep center field. And he misjudges it. The center fielder for Cheney's, Brett Helmer, misjudges that. And that'll be a triple for Greg Guess. And 2 runs will score. A 2-run RBI triple for Greg Guess. And that's got to be considered an error for center fielder Brett Helmer.
Actually, I think that's out there from Inglewood, Colorado. The center fielder is going to be Donovan Pacraca. Two balls here to Ralph Hodgson.
And left fielder knows it's gone, tosses his glove in the air, maybe trying to stop it, but Ralph Hodgson, the pitcher, with a 2-run shot.
Hodgson on this Lawton team, hometown is nowhere close. Charleston, South Carolina. Mostly Lawton residents on this team, a couple Arkansas members, and then the one from South Carolina. So it's Trey Palico.
So with Hodgson up to bat, grounds out to the second baseman. So after the first, All-Star Plumbing 5, Cheney's 0. We'll be back in 30.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
And we're back here at Hall of Fame Stadium, ASA Softball Complex in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, for the final game of the evening between All-Star Plumbing and Cheney's Pytch Black. Leading off for Cheney's will be the middle infielder, Dennis Ruley. All I got to say is All-Star Plumbing, great job on the choice of pants. I'm digging it. The red and white pinstripes, nicely done.
And a nice logo on the shirt. It looks like ASA from a distance, but it's actually ASP for All-Star Plumbing.
I figured they were the representatives for the ASA tournament here. No, it's all about All-Star Plumbing. All-Star Plumbing, where you can get all your plumbing needs.
Lawton, Oklahoma. See the first pitch out of the plumbing pitcher.
A shot down the left field line. The third baseman for All-Star Plumbing, Eric Wiley, who hit that home run in the last inning, not able to reach down and get it. So that'll be a single for Dennis Ruley starting off the inning. Now up to bat number 5, the first baseman, Chris O'Hara. Was a bit too high. Count 2-1. Count now 3-1, no outs. Runner on first. Called strike, so full count. And that'll be ball 4, a little bit outside. So O'Hara will walk, push Ruley over to second base, and that'll bring up number 44, the catcher, Brett Helmer, the lefty. Too high for a ball. 1-0 count. And no point in running there, Brett Helmer. That is probably the deepest shot to right field we've seen all night. We've seen a lot of deep ones to left field, which have hit the top of the scoreboard, but that is a 3-run shot for Brett Helmer, the catcher.
That's right. It was a big stick over that 300-foot right field wall, way past it. And we've already got our next batter up in the first pitch. It's going to be over the plate for strike.
Number 41, the third baseman, Denny Crine. And he grounds out to a shortstop, Dennis Shroom. So now with one down, no one on, that brings up the right fielder, number 26 for Cheney's, John Bailey. Bit inside for ball one. 2-0 count. Gets a strike over the middle now. Bailey steps out of the box, gets adjusted. It's a grounder up the middle. Bailey thinking about turning it into two. We'll run back to first. So a single up the middle for John Bailey there. That'll bring up number one, the left fielder, Scott Cheney. I watched the earlier game with Cheney's. And that is a deep shot. I don't even think he's going to try to run to first. That is a two-run shot for Scott Cheney. As I was saying, I watched the game earlier. Scott Cheney plays left field, has a cannon for an arm. I wonder if these all-star plumbing guys know that, and if they will maybe hesitate to run home if he has the ball in his hand. A two-run shot by Scott Cheney right there.
That'll bring up number two, Vic Cordova. Cordova, the second baseman for Cheney's. It's Cheney's Pitch Black team, sponsored by Exec Sports in Easton, last year's champion in this national tournament for the Class A ASA tournament.
And if you joined us for our last game between Long Haul Trucking and Oklahoma Worth, I heard some players from Long Haul Trucking say that if there's one team to beat, this Cheney's team is it. Shot to the shortstop, high throw, and Cordova is safe as the shortstop, Dennis Shroom, was able to backhand the ball, but the throw was just a little too high for first baseman Kelly Hartman. And Vic Cordova is able to leg one out for a single. And that'll be an error on the shortstop. Up now, number 19, the pitcher, Andy Purcell. Called strike. 21's the count. One out, runner on first.
We're all tied up at 5 with another foul ball over to left field past the batting cages. 2-2 the count.
A deep fly ball going towards the scoreboard. And another home run, a two-run shot by the pitcher, number 19, Andy Purcell.
Purcell, a champion in other leagues as well. Big-time pitcher.
If the shortstop, Dennis Shroom, does not boot the ball in that last hit at bat with Vic Cordova, that would only be a solo shot. Because of it, Purcell drives in two. Up to bat now, number 4, the center fielder, Donovan Paraka. Soft liner to the second baseman, number 5, Todd Williams, throws him out to first, so that'll be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Patruck on his first hit, he fouled it over to left field to the batting cages, as we've seen so many times today. Then he takes the second pitch down the right side and will ground out to first. So 2 down as Tim Bates, the designated hitter, comes up to bat. It's to the shortstop, over to the first baseman, and that's going to be out number 3. Tim Bates will be the third out. We're at the bottom of the lineup for Cheney's next time they come up to bat. We'll be back with the top of the second inning right after this.
USA Softball head coach Mike Candrea wants to make you a better hitter with a USA Softball Instructional Series from the ASA, the national governing body of softball. Coach Candrea is your personal hitting instructor as he guides you through the fundamentals, from mental preparation, stance, and loading through the stride and swing.
Enjoy this video. It is designed to help you become the hitter that you've always wanted to be.
Pitching and fielding videos are also available. To order, visit softballoutlet.com or call 1-800-654-8337.
Top of the second inning, and All-Star Plumbing, the Lawton team, coming up for their second at-bat. This Lawton team, the core members, been together about 8 years. They have not played yet this season. This is their first tournament this season. As they come in, they've got 2 third-place finishes in this tournament. That's the best they've done.
Up to bat for All-Star Plumbing, number 9, the DH, Trey Palico. Stares down the first one as it's a ball. Counts at 1-1 now. Opposite field. It's high enough. It's deep enough. And Trey Palico, you can just walk back to the dugout. That is a solo shot. So at the top of the second, All-Star Plumbing able to put another run on the board. Score now 6-7. Cheney still in the lead.
Now we'll have another right-handed batter, number 30, John McGovic. And a big stick to right field.
It's a great play by number 26, John Bailey in right field. Able to come up on that ball and get the first out of the inning after the solo shot by Palico.
All-Star down by 1, and it's going to be their middle infielder, number 7, Scott Hatchell. At the plate. First one will come by as a strike.
But outside, count at 1-1 with 1 out, no one on. Watch a strike 2 go by.
A nice stick down to right field, right past the second baseman, number 2, Vic Cordova.
Scott Hatchell just punching one through the infield there. This Cheney's team playing with 5 infielders, 3 to the right. Hatchell able to just put it through those 3 infielders into right center field for a single. Back to the top of the lineup. Number 1, the left center fielder, Tony Rogers. (2-0) count. Actually, 1-1 count.
Illegal pitch. That'll bring a ball.
Goes the other way. Third baseman all over it. Third baseman for Cheney's Denny Crine, able to double up as Scott Hatchell got too far off of first, making the throw to first baseman Chris O'Hara, and that'll get him out of the inning with the double play. So after an inning and a half, Cheney still has the lead, 7-6. We'll be back in a moment.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
We're back here in Oklahoma City Hall of Fame Stadium. Bottom of the second inning, Cheney's up to bat, leading 7-6 over All-Star Plumbing. And up to bat right now is Brian King. the shortstop, number 22. A little line drive over the middle infielder's head to center field, and that'll be a single to start off the second inning for Chaney's.
You know, we've been here all day since 8 o'clock this morning, and the flags have been still all day until this game where they're all blowing. We've got a wind coming in from the south.
A little right-to-left breeze here. Noticed it a little earlier in the earlier game, a lot of balls being hit, kind of carrying from right to left. We'll see if that actually makes any effect on the game as it plays on later. A lot of these balls being hit pretty high. Right now, number 6, middle infielder, Dennis Ruley up to bat after, in the first inning, singling to left field.
There he finds the gap in left field, and it's probably going to be a double as he'll come to 2, and a run's going to come in to score, taking Chaney's Pytch Black up to 8. Chaney's Pytch Black is managed by Chris Chaney, manager of Team All-Star is John McGovick.
Up to bat right now, the number 5, the first baseman, Chris O'Hara, who in the first inning drew a walk. It's a shot right up the middle.
About took out the knees of the pitcher, Ralph Hodgson.
That'll put Dennis Ruley at third. O'Hara will stop at first, and that'll bring up to bat the man, Brett Helmer, who hit a mammoth bomb in the first inning, a 3-run home run to right field. And I'm pretty sure I-35's about a mile away, and it might be somewhere on there.
We're going to see a ball for the first pitch, and Helmer's got to wait to find his own. That one was a ball as well. 2-0. Helmer watches that one go high, so it's a 3-0 count.
It wouldn't surprise me to see All-Star Plumbing walk him. After watching him hit in the first inning, I would probably walk him every time.
That's what they do here. Ball 4. And Hodgson will bring up the next batter, which is Denny Crine, the third baseman.
Denny hit a good shot to left field in the first inning, but flied out. High fly ball down the left field line.
And
just foul into the stands.
Too far left for the fielders to get to. Had all 3 of them over there, the middle infielder along with the shortstop and the left fielder. There's a ball, so we've got 1-1. Crine with another big rip to left. It's deep. But the left fielder for the All-Stars, Tony Rogers, is going to get the snag. So that's an out. But the 2 base runners tag up.
Runners advance to second and third, and that'll bring up the right fielder, number 26, John Bailey. Crushes it to left center field. That's going to score both runs. Bailey rounding first, walking into second for a stand-up double, as the score will go to 11-6, Chaney's.
We mentioned in an earlier game where Chris Bailey was in that he might be related to Champ Bailey, and you mentioned another one.
Boss Bailey.
Boss Bailey, and now we have John Bailey.
I think they're all just related. And that is Scott Janier, who hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, punching one down the right field line. Bailey's going to score from second, and Janier has a stand-up double.
Out of Canton, Missouri. You know, this team has players from all over the nation, based out of San Diego, California. That's where the manager is from. California players coming from San Clarita, San Diego, Torrance, Moore Park, Covina, Simi Valley, Tracy, all different California towns. And then you've got members from Henderson, Nevada, Inglewood, Colorado, Naples, Florida, Cicero, New York, Stamford, Connecticut, Dothan, Alabama, and Canton, Missouri, all over the nation.
They also got a player from Santa's Village who flew in this morning. Vic Cordova, a fly out to center field, and that'll be the second out of the inning, which brings up number 19, Andy Purcell, the pitcher, who hit a 2-run home run in the first. That's a shallow fly ball, the middle infielder. We'll get underneath that for the third out. So after 2, Cheney's leads All-Star Plumbing 13-6. You're watching Class A slow pitch softball on ASAsoftball.com.
I started playing ASA when I was 12 years old. ASA gave, I think, all of us an avenue to play growing up and gave us places to excel. Lots of games, the best competition, great coaching. So it's kind of been an avenue for all of us to grow as players and giving me the chance to prepare at a high level. ASA was crucial in my career as far as building myself as an athlete, and I think my teammates also.
Get your start in a sport that lasts a lifetime. Play ASA.
Hall of Fame Stadium at the ASA Hall of Fame ballpark in Oklahoma City. Time for the third inning as the All-Star Plumbing team out of Lawton, Oklahoma, comes up to bat for their third time. Andy Purcell, the pitcher for the San Diego-based team, Cheney's pitch black.
Coming up to bat, the 2-hole hitter, number 5, the second baseman, Todd Williams, singled to right field in the first inning. A called strike right there. That'll be a deep fly ball to left field. But the left fielder, Scott Janier, all over it for the first out of the inning. Now up to bat, number 36, the catcher, Roy Howerton.
Seen Howerton send it over to right field his last time at bat. Was hitting some foul balls to right field. That time it goes to the middle infielder, and he is able to knock it down.
Dennis Ruley, that ball was a shot hit right to him. One hopper, able to catch it right in front of his face. Had plenty of time to throw the ball because by the time he caught it, Howerton maybe had taken 2 steps out of the box. So now up to bat, number 2, the shortstop, Dennis Shroom, hits a little bloop single over the shortstop's head. So he will be on first with 2 outs. As number 8, the first baseman, Kelly Hartman, steps to the plate.
Behind the plate, you've got Tim Bates now, catching for Purcell.
That's hit deep, right field. And number 8, Kelly Hartman, with a 2-run jack. And that'll make the score 12-8, top of the third. And then number 14, center fielder Greg Guess. Line drive in a left center field for a double. So right now, All-Star Plumbing trying to put together a little bit of a couple runs, little comeback trail, as they're only down 4 runs now. Man on second with their power hitter up now.
Eric Wiley
hit a bomb to left field in the first inning.
Neither team close to their 8 home run limit. Both teams last game, or games earlier this afternoon, have been reaching their limits. That one by Wiley hit straight back to Purcell at the rubber, tossing it over to Chris O'Hara on first base, and that will be the third out. It's the middle of the third inning. We'll be right back on ASAsoftball.com.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. Either can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Welcome back, Oklahoma City Hall of Fame Stadium. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Right now, Cheney's Pytch Black is leading All-Star Plumbing 13-8. Coming up to bat for Cheney's in the bottom of the third will be number 4, the center fielder, Donovan Pokraka.
A little change here for the All-Star team. The designated hitter, number 9, is coming in at catcher. Trey Palico is going to replace Roy Howerton behind the plate. I can't quite tell. Looks like we might have a new pitcher. It's going to be number 39, Danny Thompson. Danny Thompson is in on the rubber. So a new pitcher and catcher for All-Star Plumbing. And it's a lefty, a southpaw on the rubber.
A little bit inside for ball 1. Pokraka looked like he didn't like that pitch much. 2-0 count. Another inside pitch to make it 30. And 4 straight balls. Pokraka will walk down to first. That'll bring up number 11, the DH, Tim Baker. And the new pitcher finds the strike zone.
10 o'clock here in Oklahoma City, our Central Time Zone. 8 o'clock for those of you listening in the San Diego or California area, hometown of Cheney's Pytch Black team.
The 2-1 count to Baker. Make it 31 with that inside pitch. And he will walk. So that's 2 straight batters that are walked. As All-Star Plumbing with the pitching change, he walks 2 straight batters.
Manager John McGavick might be questioning the call of the pitcher change. The new catcher, Trey Palico, is having a few words, and we'll see if the pitcher can make any adjustments. That one's going to be a ball again.
Number 22, shortstop Brian King up to bat. And there's a strike. 1-1 count. Legal pitch, a little too high there. 21.
Runners on first and second. Strike 2, so it's a 2-2 count with runners on. And it's an illegal pitch.
And a third straight walk. I thought it was a 2-2 count there.
Yeah, that's what it seemed. It was a 2-2 count on the board, and that's what the rest of the team thought, and the audience as well, and now they're going to bring him back. Bringing all the players back. It was a 2-2 count. Just a little confusion there. And now the officials are going to come have a discussion with each other. Still having discussion out on the field.
Fans aren't too appreciative that an umpire can't keep a record of balls and strikes behind the plate, and that's what he gets paid to do.
So the managers of the teams stepping out, the three officials getting together, and the fans shouting out their opinions on the call. Hopefully we don't see a big brawl here as if managers from both teams try to discuss with the officials. I'd like to thank all of our viewers here on ASAsoftball.com. Megan's mom in Texas, watching our final game of the evening.
The Blues still trying to figure it out, and it looks as though
there might have been some decision made here. As
we thought it was a 2-2 count, and it looks as though it's gonna be a full count now. Obviously, the fans very disruptive at this point, not liking the fact that an umpire can't keep balls and strikes. So,
still trying to sort out the call here.
Looks as though it's probably going to be a full count right here, 3-2. Still no outs.
But the other base runners still got to advance from first and second to second and third.
It doesn't matter in the long run as Brian King hits a rope out to left center to the 300-yard mark, and that'll be a double. It'll score 2 runs as Donovan Pokraka and Tim Baker come home, which makes the score now 15-8, Cheney's pitch black.
Back to the top of the lineup, middle infielder number 6, Dennis Ruley. Swings at the first pitch, and it takes out the ankle of the pitcher, number 39, Danny Thompson. Knocks him to the ground. And that will leave a mark on the ankle of Thompson.
It bounced off. It jumped right to shortstop Dennis Shroom, who barehanded the ball and gunned it to the first baseman for the out. A great play. If you're watching at home, a great play by Dennis Shroom. A heads up. Now up to bat. Number 5, the first baseman, Chris O'Hara. It's a grounder up the middle. Brian King's going to score from second. And Chris O'Hara is going to stay at first with the single. That'll make the score 16-8. Cheney's over All-Star Plumbing. Now up to bat number 44, Brett Helmer. Hits it hard as they had the Barry Bonds shift on for Helmer. 3 infielders all towards the right side of the field, all towards the right side of second base, but he hit it so hard, no one really had a chance to even get it. And that'll be a single for Helmer as O'Hara advances to second.
Yeah, he somehow managed to sneak that ball in between all 3 of those fielders that were lined up on the right side. Danny Crine now with the plate, back to a right-handed batter.
As you can see, the wind picking up, dust. Every time the pitcher pitches, some dust coming up out of the... Oh, that's a long shot. Line drive hit the left center field, and that is gone. A 3-run shot by number 41, Danny Crine.
Third baseman knocking it out of the park near the scoreboard. Left field. Tallying up the runs for Cheney's Pytch Black.
And that'll make the score 21-8. Cheney's Pytch Black over All-Star Plumbing here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now up to bat number 26, the right fielder, John Bailey. Cheney's has already used half of their allotted home runs and using 4 of them. Bailey grounds one up the middle to midfield, the middle infielder. Throws him out at first for the second out.
Yeah, Scott Hatchell was the one who picked it up there and shot it over to Kelly Hartman on first. That one went right through the legs of the pitcher, Danny Thompson. Second one that's gone right back at his feet. He managed to spread him that time, and it went through better than taking a shot that takes him out of the ball game, because they still got the out at first. So it's Scott Janak.
Scott hits a line drive into right center field. And he rounds first, goes to second. He's going to third. The throw, not in time. As Scott Janak makes what could be a single into a triple. Showing a lot of speed right there. Rounding first, I thought he was going to stop at second. When the center fielder bobbled the ball, he decided third was his place of destiny.
Victor Cordova with a big hit on the first pitch. Round second, and he'll be safe as Janik will come in. Cordova, the second baseman. With Big Rip not waiting to see any balls or strikes. He's just going to go on the first hit. And we'll have a pitcher change probably here.
All-Star Plumbing is walking off of the field here.
Not sure exactly what the situation here is. They're acting like that was the third out.
We'll go to break, and we'll try to break this down when we come back here at ASA Hall of Fame Stadium.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Back here at Hall of Fame Stadium, we've got the situation sorted out as we begin the fourth inning now. As All-Star comes in, the last batter, who was rounding the bags did not tag first, so it's an automatic out for missing the bag, and the run does not count. So we stay at 19-8 as the end of the third inning occurs, and we begin the fourth, starting with number 42, Ralph Hodgden, the pitcher for Lawton's All-Star Plumbing. Trying to begin this fourth inning, and the officials still having words of discussion with each other, sorting out the call from that last inning. The pitcher for All-Star Plumbing, Hodgden, is ready to go. And now the discussion huddle will break, and we will see the pitch to begin the fourth inning as Purcell steps onto the rubber. The first pitch, and it's going to be a strike. Hodgden watched it go by. He's pushed to the far outside of the box. He steps in that one, and it's snagged by the middle infielder of Cheney's pitch black. That's going to be number 6, Dennis Ruley, who's done an excellent job. Had a fantastic night so far in this battle against Lawton's All-Star Plumbing. And now the catcher, Trey Palico, up at the plate. Palico rips it over dead center field fence, and that's going to be a home run. That is Palico's second homer tonight. One ball for John McGavick. McGavick pops it up. It's shallow left field, and the shortstop's going to make the grab.
So with 2 down, we go to the 11th hole hitter.
Brian King is the one who gets the catch, and we're going to bring up
Scott Hatchell. 0 for 1 on the evening.
Swings at the first pitch, and it's going to be foul to the right side.
It's a line drive over to right field. And the right fielder, John Bailey, able to scoop that one up for the third out. So after the top of the fourth, All-Star Plumbing only able to put 1 run on the board with a solo shot by Trey Palico. We'll be back in a moment.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
And we're back. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cheney's up 20-4 as they did end up counting the Janik run. They're saying that he scored before they actually tagged him out at first base for missing first base. So the score is 20-4 now. And at the bottom of the fourth, we will see Andy Purcell, the pitcher, up to bat first for Cheney's Pytch Black.
Hodgson tosses to Palico, who moves from behind the plate back. Now he's over at third. He's moving all over the place. He started as just a designated hitter, then is at the catcher position for 2 innings. Now at third base, the new catcher is number 8, Kelly Hartman, who moves from first. And moving to first is going to be the third baseman, Eric Wiley. So they are switching all over the place on this all-star plumbing team. Andy Purcell got a hit out to center field and put him on first base. And then a big rip right there from Donovan Petracca, the center fielder, over the left field fence. A 2-run shot, adding to their score. 22-9 the score right now. In the bottom of the fourth, no outs. Tim Baker is at the plate. Again, in Class A men's softball, 8 home runs allowed per game before they start counting his outs. So far, this Pytch Black team has 5 homers. And right there, Baker gets a hit down on the right side of the second base into right field on the ground, and he'll get a single. Brian King, the shortstop, at the plate, watches the first one go by, and it's a ball.
Palico going to first. The fielder's choice, they're not able to turn the double play as Brian King's able to make it to first, but they get the lead runner, Tim Baker. So that'll be the first out of the inning.
Now we're at the top of the lineup for Cheney's Pytch Black team, Dennis Ruley, the middle infielder. Hodgson pitching to his third catcher of the evening.
Ruley rips that one to shortstop. And the shortstop for All-Star, Dennis Shroom, again with a nice grab on the short hop. Throws it to second, gets the lead runner, Brian King. Not able to turn the double play on Ruley, but at the same time, a great stop by Dennis Shroom, the shortstop, to get the lead runner.
Chris O'Hara.
Chris O'Hara is 2 for 2 on the night with a walk as he takes the first pitch for a ball. Count now 2-0. .30 with 2 outs, runner on first.
Going to take ball 4 and put runners on both first and second. So we bring up the 3-hole, the big man, the catcher number 44, Brett Helmer, who has walked the last few times.
And they just do not seem to want to pitch to this man after the first inning shot that he hit to right field. High pitch for ball 1. And if you guess where that is a 3-run shot. Brett Helmer hit it and turned and walked straight back to the dugout to extend the lead to 28-4.
Way out of the park, a deep homer for Helmer, and that's why they'd walked him the last few times. We're already up to the next batter, Denny Crine, the third baseman, who had a home run this evening. 6 homers in the books for Pytch Black. Brian will get a shot to left field, putting him on first base, bringing up John Bailey, the right fielder, who caught the pop fly to end the top half of this inning. Four of the five infielders playing way deep, not even considered infielders anymore, how far back they are on the grass. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Bailey in the box.
John Bailey is 2 for 3 on the day, a single and a double, and grounded out to the middle infielder as he takes another strike. Count 1-2 now.
Bailey hits that one to left field, finds a hole over the shortstop's head and too far up for the left fielder to get to. So put runners on first and second now. Still just trying to get that third out.
Up to the plate now is left fielder Scott Janik, who has a 2-run homer, a double, and legged out a triple. With 2 men on here. 2 outs. Janik would like to get a couple more RBIs. Inside pitch. 1-1's the count. He hits it foul. Is it going to stay in fair territory? It's actually in the stands. I thought maybe the left fielder would be able to get to it in foul territory, but it jumps into the stands.
And the umpire's going to have to try and get a couple more balls out of the backstop. Get one to the catcher, number 8, Kelly Hartman. That one's going to get past Hartman, and the runners will advance, each stealing a bag.
So with runners in scoring position, deuces across the board. And Janik will walk, actually. It was a full count there, which will bring up the lefty, Vic Cordova.
Second baseman and the middle infielder both scooting over to the right side because we've got a lefty at the plate. Trying to turn it to the left field line as he swings his body around as the pitch comes. That one he'll send to right field, and it's going to be right into the glove of the right fielder for the All-Stars, John McGavick, for the third out. That concludes the fourth inning. We've got 3 to go. It's a 25-9 score.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
And we're back here at Hall of Fame Stadium. Right now, top of the 5th, Chaney's is leading All-Star Plumbing 25-9. All-Star Plumbing coming up to bat here at the top of the 5th. And they will start off with their leadoff hitter, number 1, center fielder Tony Rogers.
About to start the 5th inning now. All-Star Plumbing has a big gap to close. They want to pick up a victory here. They've got one victory today. This is their second game.
That'll be called for strike one as the ball looked as though it came from right to left. A little bit of curve to it. High fly ball deep to center field. Back. Gone. That'll be a home run for the leadoff hitter, Tony Rogers, the center fielder. That'll make the score 25-10 now, with Chaney still in the lead by 15 runs. Now up to bat, number 5, the second baseman, Todd Williams. He hits it high and deep and gone. Another solo shot for All-Star Plumbing. So back-to-back home runs from Tony Rogers, the leadoff hitter, and Todd Williams, the number 2 hole hitter.
The game just before this on another field at the complex, Cheney's pitch black team defeated a team from San Antonio with a score of 28-21 after 7 innings of play.
That's a single by the catcher, Roy Howerton. And right now, through the top of the 5th, All-Star Plumbing has used 6 of their allotted 8 home runs. So with one man on, no outs, the shortstop, Dennis Shroom, comes to the plate. A line drive down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Howerton rounding second, going to third. And Shroom able to have a stand-up double as runners are now on second and third, no outs, with the first baseman, Kelly Hartman, coming up to bat.
Yeah, Shroom got lucky there that it hopped right over the base down the third baseline and called fair as it rode the line all the way, and left fielder had a nice travel to get over to it and get it in.
And that's going to score 2 runs. Kelly Hartman hits a line drive up the middle. Actually, Dennis Shroom pulling up at third, so runners will be at first and third. 1 run scores as Roy Howerton comes in from third, and that'll make the score 22-12. Greg Guess, the center fielder, up to bat. Takes ball 1. And the second pitch is hit high, deep to center field. Shroom tagging. And he will score. Kelly Hartman sticking at first. That'll make the score 25-13.
Eric Wiley coming up to the plate. A big stick from earlier in the evening. Takes a strike on the first pitch. Alrighty, this is the final game tonight here at the Hall of Fame Stadium. Final game at the park tonight. Starting tomorrow, the first game at 8:30 a.m. here at the Hall of Fame ASA ballpark. As Wiley gets a hit right up the center. Advancing Hartman over to second. Brings up to the plate Ralph Hodgin, the pitcher. Swing on the second pitch, and it's going to be snagged by the second baseman. Looked like it was going to be a double play as he got it over to second base and gets Wiley out at the 2 bag. And somehow Hodgson beat the ball to first, and he is called safe, as well as Hartman over at third. So they get 1 out, and now Palico's at the plate with runners on first and third. Palico already with 2 home runs this evening. and they have 2 to spare. He can rip another one. It would close the gap and make it a 9-run game.
With 2 outs, Chaney's would really like to get out of this inning without giving up a home run, as Palico grounds to the pitcher, who covers second base to record the 3rd out. So in the top of the 5th, All-Star Plumbing scores 4 runs to cut the lead to 25-13. Bottom of the 5th about to come up. Actually, that's a run rule. Through 5, 12 runs. That'll be a run rule as Chaney's takes home the W. Through 5, Chaney's wins the game 25-13, and we'd like to thank all of you for joining us today. Me, myself, Jacob Chastain, and
Brian Ward.
We just had a great day. Hope you'll join us tomorrow, 8:30.
Be back here with lots of action here at the Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. You can join us all day tomorrow, starting at 8:30 a.m. all day up through this time tomorrow night on asasoftball.com. Lots of action tomorrow, starting off with women's play again. We'll have a few women's games in the morning and then switch over to the men's and have championship games in the evening. So you'll want to tune in for that on asasoftball.com. Once again, thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Ward with Jake Chastain. See you